Welcome back, Just Card Rob. What do we got here, Rob? Well, we got this a piece of some kind of wood that Jordy Johnson from Carving Fusion sent us. Very light. Okay. And Jordy pointed it. He cut the point on there for us. And we got a couple knives and some Dremels and things like that. Don't know if we're going to use them. So, it's kind of a football shape a little bit this way. So we're going to put our nose here. So we'll go ahead and mark that. Center line right about there, like that, yeah. And I'm just feeling the wood, and that's the way it feels to me. Like it points towards this side. Let's carve a no eyes gnome. So he'll have a nose, kind of like one of them punching bag things, you know? Something like that there. So we can go ahead and draw our hat in, which after you hit the nose, it's going to droop down and come around the back. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Yep, something like that. And of course, we're going to have to... Where the heck did my line go? It's way over there. Probably going to have to cut this hat down a little bit to give him a little bit of shoulders here. So, let's fire up the tools here and carve this guy. All right. We'll be back with the dreaded voiceover in a second. Let me get all the power tools set up. I was just thinking I was going to do it with knives. Do this whole thing with a knife because it cuts pretty nice. Almost like basswood, but it feels lighter than basswood. See, it slices nice. But I want to... go ahead and see, I got that way higher than that. I'm going to go ahead and take a burr and rough this hat in and push this in a little bit. So I got a little bit of shoulders there. All right, let's do it. All right, the dreaded voiceover. We have here a Bauer 20-volt cordless rotary tool. Got it from Harbor Freight. See what all the hubbub was about it. And I'll tell you what, I'm impressed. It works well. And it's only like, I think I paid like $40 with a 1-year warranty with it. So, you know, you got to buy the warranty separate. But if anything happens to this thing, they replace it for free for 1 year. And you know, we're going to put the work to it. Okay, so it was only like $40. But, here's the but. If you are not a member of the Bauer family, you don't have Bauer tools, and this uses the Bauer battery system. So, that would mean that this is a 5 amp hour battery. The battery's $65. And if you buy a charger, well, you're going to have to buy a charger. Unless you can get it on a deal like they got right now. It's the charger and the 5 amp hour battery. I think it was like $99 plus you get a free tool. So you can buy the bigger battery with the charger and get this tool for free for $89, which is still cheaper than a Dremel, right? And with this, you can go anywhere. I've been really impressed with it. I've used it on a couple different carvings now. The battery seems to last quite a while. being a 4 amp hour battery, And I have multiple batteries, so even if, of course, you don't want something that's going to just suck batteries dry quick. This has been holding up pretty good. I probably got about 2 hours worth of carving on this battery. Now, don't get me wrong. It's on and off, on and off. Not like it's full. I'm going full bore with it. Just that's all I'm using, because you can see I'm not using this micromotor too. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed with it. Usually when it comes to battery, I haven't had the best of luck when it comes to battery rotary tools. Usually they die too quick, or they burn up too quick, or something like that. But I figured, hey, most of my tools are Bauer, and I've got probably 5 or 6 batteries, because whenever they're on sale, I'll buy one. And now they even got an 8 amp hour battery, which would be absolutely awesome for this thing. I'm gonna have to pick one of them up. I'm sure that's gonna be a big dollar thing. 8 amp hour. I'm pretty impressed with the 5 amp hour though. I've got 4s and I got 5s and I got the 1.5s. Usually, if you buy their drill kit, you can get it with 2 batteries for like $100. But they're the 1.5 batteries, 1.5 amp hour batteries, so they don't last that long. I imagine this thing would tear up a 1.5 pretty quick. I just use those like on the site doing drilling. If it's around the house or whatever, I'm going to put the bigger amp hour battery in it. Right. So we're shaping the beard in. We've got the micromotor with the Kutzall taper burr. Gold. Fine one. And we're just starting to get things set in, shoulders, and making the face smaller. This is where it all starts to go awry with the gnome. Yeah, you can see the hat is turned from a gnome hat more into a wizard hat. Hey, that must be what it wanted to be, because that's what it told me to carve the hat like. So that must be where it wants to be. And we're doing a little mustache there. This mustache gets outrageous. It turns into one of those, what was that guy's name? Sam, one of the big mustaches. I can't remember his name. He was an old cowboy. He always had a big old handlebar mustache. A lot of cowboy movies he did. Sam Elliott, that's his name. And we're back to that Bauer. And we're cutting down the beard a little bit. Getting things shaped up. Hi, Spike. How you doing? Hi, Amy Jo. Hi, Sean Brooks over at Pen on Fire. Getting cutting that beard in. A lot of shaping. Doing the barrel of the mouth, so we're rounding each side of the beard, mustache in to the beard. And this is when I started to realize this is not going to be an elf. It is not going to be a gnome like I thought it was going to be. And this is just basically all about cutting shapes. We're not doing eyes, so we're not worried about setting up for eyes. We're just going to keep pushing that back until it gets up under that hat. Good. And then when you're looking at it straight on, you won't see the eyes. You can always take a little white paint and right under the hat, wherever you think the eye should be, just put a little white paint with a black dot, and bada boom, poof, you got an eye. Me, I don't care. I don't want no eyes on this guy. Makes him more mysterious. The hat is over his eyes. What's he looking at? What's he doing? What's he thinking about? He don't know. He's thinking about Easter. We're going to give him, this came to me last night, doing a little Warframe with my buddy Jordy Johnson over at Carving Fusion. We played a little Warframe, and for some reason it popped into my head to make this an Easter wizard. So we're going to give him an egg. And by putting an egg in there, it saves a lot of carving. Well, does it? Yeah, well, not really. It just makes it more different, right? I got this zoomed in for you guys when I originally recorded this. It was I always have it zoomed out, and then I can zoom it in and crop it where I want it. Just clean up some stuff with a knife here. It's taken me a week to get this guy carved, and there you can see when I waddled out to the shop today. I'm like, yep, we're gonna put an egg. We're gonna put an egg there. See otherwise you'd have to carve all that away. You know, all that. This guy's only like 2.5, 3 inches tall. All that. Yeah, you gotta get a wrecking ball and a. So, the only bad thing about trying to carve an egg on this is I wish I would have done it before I cut the front. I took a knife and I slabbed off that front to make it flat. I was getting set up for shoes, is what I was doing. By taking the front down, getting the flatness for where you want your shoes and, that kind of stuff. Now we're cutting the arms in. Right up to that, just like that. Then we'll round that. Well, we want to make that arm a little straighter because right now it's kind of like rounded in. So I'm just going to straighten it out a little bit by angling it, make it angular. Yeah. We're angling it in toward the egg. And I end up getting that egg to pop out there pretty far. From the side, it's like, boy, that's one flat egg. But from the front, it looks like an egg. So we're going with it. Maybe it's a pancake egg. Maybe it's one of those big chocolate eggs. Right? Who knows? He's a wizard. Maybe he's growing it. I don't know. Maybe he's growing an egg. So anyway, we'll get these arms cut in here. Get our shoulders rounded in. See what I was talking about? You got to make the head skinnier to make the shoulders pop out. And I don't know what I was thinking about when I was doing that hat. I was thinking gnome, and it turned out being more of a wizard, I guess. So we're going with it. Whatever. You can't always get what you want, but you can get what you need. So we'll get these arms cut in here. There again, we're angling that arm towards the egg because he's holding it right by the tip of the egg. Right by, I don't even know. I'm sure there's a definition for different parts of the egg. I don't know what they are. So I'm just going with the small tip of the egg there. I guess I could have turned it upside down and put the littler end of the egg towards the bottom. You know, by chicken eggs are tapered, don't you? So when the chicken lays the egg, its hoo-ha doesn't slam shut. You got that little bit of taper, so it just glides right out. Imagine if you're a chicken and you're laying an egg with no taper, and you got to the end, and there it goes. Your chicken coop would sound like somebody's making popcorn out there. Oh, the chickens are laying. It sounds like popcorn. All right. That's a tangent we didn't need to go off on. So now we're putting little creases where his arms are bent with that micromotor. Yep, just like that. Say hi to Wood Psych. It's a good wood carving channel. If you guys are interested in checking it out, go over and check out Wood Psych. Jordy Johnson at Carbon Fusion. Amy Joe. She's got a YouTube channel. She's carving Wood Spirit Birdhouse, I think, is what she was working on. The last I saw. Now I'm rolling this shoulder back, because you could just leave that square and give him like a cloak or a robe, but I'm going to give him pants. I'm going to give him pants and a butt. Pants in the butt. Pants in the butt. And somehow, I don't know how I did it, but somehow I even snuck some feet in there. I don't know how. This was a mistake here. I should have taken this to the big belt sander and flattened this. Because I think it kind of looks like Jordy chewed it off. It's all tore up. Probably chainsaw. Because this is some weird wood here. You try using a knife on the small areas. Like I always like using the knife to clean up. But no, it doesn't really cut good with a knife. If you're making long sweeps with the grain, yep, does okay. But when you got to start going cross grain, not so much. So right here, you can just leave that like a jacket and just drop it all the way down to the bottom. But I'm not going to do that. It just makes it easier. If you just make it like a, what do they call them things? They were like the long jackets, dust jackets, dusters. Cowboys used to wear them. It was a real long jacket that went right down to your feet. So now we're peeling off the wood under the arms. That's what we're doing there. And now we're going to make our feet, where the back of the heel's going to, well, the thickness of the feet. Because we got to come back in and cut them backs down because your feet don't. I mean, you got a little bit of a heel on the back of your foot, but not like that. So it's all fantasy anyway, right? You could make it like that if you wanted to. Especially if you're going to leave that jacket long. Like a long jacket, you just angle it. Make it sweep the ground. Look like it's flowing back on the ground. Now we're separating the feet. And, okay, so now I'm cutting his legs in the back. And, of course, at the top of his legs is his butt. See? It's already starting to get a behind there. Making it pop out. And we're using the Dremel 4000 with the Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr. Share, subscribe, and like. That's what he came out looking like, and we'll catch you on the next one, all right? All right. Bye-bye.